blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have...
Hello, everyone. This is another episode of... I almost said my other TV podcast name, Secular Activism Unfiltered, where doing good is not the Lord's work. Now, I have two special guests today, and they are former Christians who became atheists about 4 years ago, and they decided to host a podcast called Humanity. So basically, it's Christian apologetics, videos discussing current events, and talking about life post-Christianity. So without further ado, I'm going to bring my guest on, Tommy and Matt, the Humanity.
Howdy.
Hello. Thank you for joining me in this beautiful Sunday evening.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you. So the first question I like to ask my guest is, which we already know for the introduction, but were you ever religious, and a brief summary of your deconstruction? Starting with Matt, because alphabetical order.
Smart.
Yeah, I used to be pretty religious. I wouldn't have said that at the time because in my final form as a Christian was spiritual warfare stuff. And so like religious spirit things, you wouldn't say you're religious, but I was religious. And grew up Catholic, ended up getting
Catholic.
ended up getting baptized again in a what was it? Not a Church of God.
Were you a Church of Christ too?
Yeah, it was a Church of Christ, but it was one of the ones where there was no music and they only sang a cappella.
That was it the one that was founded like in Boston?
Oh, I don't know. I know they're affiliated with Lipscomb University in Nashville.
Okay, I was part of Church of Christ as well.
Yeah, I think there's a few different Church of Christ.
It's one that's like the traditional one. But I think the one you're talking about is the one that was founded in Boston.
So that I started
share
going
your
there
faith and stuff like that.
Yeah, I started going there because of a girl.
Which
was like how a lot of my stuff after that progressed, and eventually I ended up at a mega church in Cincinnati called Crossroads, which we discuss on the show sometimes. Ended up in their spiritual warfare ministry for a giant like men's retreat thing called Man Camp. It's like 1,500 guys would show up, camp for like 3 days.
Nice.
And and then my wife was working there. She stopped working there for legal reasons. I can't say exactly what happened. The paperwork was signed. And that kind of started like, because I saw I had them on a pedestal, the church there, and I was like, okay, what else was I wrong about? And that's what I really started looking into things more. And I was really at the time looking for God more and I felt like I was finding God more and more until eventually God just seemed to disappear. So yeah, deconstructed while getting closer to God.
Isn't that how that always happens?
It seems like it.
Mhm.
Okay, you, Tommy?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my story is very similar to Matt, just partially because we've been best friends for like probably almost 20 years now. So a lot of our
No doubt
deconstruction,
to that as well.
yeah. So a lot of our deconstruction and deconversion was kind of happening at the same time for a lot of similar reasons. But the beginning, I guess, is where it differs. Like, whereas Matt grew up Catholic, I grew up very conservative Baptist. So very fundamentalist, all the usual, scriptural inerrancy, young earth creationism, evolution bad, all that, that kind of stuff. Then coming to college, started going to more like, mainline evangelical Christian churches, a little more progressive. And then, also started going to Crossroads here in Cincinnati with Matt. Also got involved in the same prayer like ministry group thing he was talking about, mostly because he dragged me into it. Most of the stuff in my story.
You wanted to.
Right.
It's always that one friend.
Awesome. Yeah. So I kind of started saying, even like while we were still like very strong Christians, like the more I would get involved, I would always joke like, oh, it's Matt's fault that I'm here. But then same thing, like once we start, like I think Matt started, when he started heavily deconstructing after the whole thing with his wife no longer working there, that was like rough for me too, because I knew the reasons why she was no longer working there. I was like, this is bullshit. But I also had this church like way up on a pedestal. And so that didn't start me deconstructing as much. It was more like once Matt started to, and because that's the kind of stuff we just normally talk about all the time, would be anything from faith to politics and stuff. So as he was starting to like do more deconstructing, he would be sharing all this stuff with me. He's like, oh, have you read this? Oh, you got to listen to this podcast or watch this or whatever. And I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. And so kind of started going down that trail myself. But for me, the main catalyst for just completely deconverting and losing my faith was actually surviving stage 4 cancer. Kind of like seemingly miraculously almost, which a lot of people find kind of counterintuitive, because I know usually for people that kind of strengthens your faith. But for me, I had already like deconstructed so heavily at that point. It was after going through that and surviving it, it was just kind of like a big, like, what the fuck just happened? Kind of, very long story short, just kind of rocked my world, as it were. And so just coming out of that, just thinking, okay, I'm alive. I'm not dying anymore. Also, like I've been in remission for about 4.5 years. So I went into remission in September of 2021, and I was an atheist by the end of October of that year, just reconsidering, re-examining everything. Like, what do I actually believe? Do I actually believe any of this? And turns out I don't. But kind of almost like opposite to how Matt was doing the whole trying to get closer to God, and then he kind of disappeared. For me, it was almost the other. I was like, okay, well, if there is a God, he's going to have to let me know. So I almost did that. I'm just going to kind of back off, see if he does anything, see if he shows up, and still waiting. So, yeah.
He didn't. Yeah, I was diagnosed with uterine cancer 2019. Wow. I didn't have stage 4, like stage 2, but I'm like you said, I've been in remission since September of 20. So
nice.
Yeah, no, and I was atheist when I got it, and atheist after.
Nice.
Hey, that's what it is. So I want to know how you guys met.
We're not really sure, for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, we had mutual friends. Like, I want to say, I mean, we like probably knew who each other was for a while.
They go to school or something, or
no. Well, I know you went to the same. I went to the University of Cincinnati. I know Matt went there for a little while, but I don't think we were there at the same time.
Yeah, it's complicated because I was, and then I wasn't, then I was again, and then I wasn't. But I was still hanging around with the same people the whole time.
But yeah, we just had a lot of mutual friends. I think it was At one point he moved into an apartment with one of the friends of mine who I did like hang out with pretty regularly, and then it was probably around that time. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
fine, yeah.
like that was maybe like 2005, 2006-ish, I want to say. But yeah. All I know, it was before I got married. But which was
I think it was after I was done.
yeah, because I don't think I really knew you while you were married. Like I said, I kind of joke is like I definitely knew who Matt was early on because like we were at like a party or something, and I saw him and his first wife, then girlfriend, walk in. And I first saw her, I was like, oh, she's cute. But then I saw she was immediately followed by a dude. I'm like, ah, shit. Oh well. So, but yeah.
I helped you dodge that bullet.
Yeah, thanks for falling on that one for me. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say hi to a few people.
Yeah, I recognize some folks.
Wrist Oppression, Tons of Mice, Tori, Future of Earth, Noise Ending. I don't remember that person, but how are you?
Oh, we know Noise Ending. He's a regular on our show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess he's coming
Yeah.
from that. Okay, well, welcome. Subscribe to me too.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I just a lot of people always want to text me when I'm on the show, and it pops up my questions that I have. Okay, the next one is because I had one friend, and we ended up becoming like very, almost like best friends, and we met because she was friends of another friend, and then we ended up not falling out. Both of us fell out with the friend that we met through, and we still stayed friends.
No. Yeah,
Thank you.
I think kind of same because I don't like. I mean, I don't know if like so the friend you moved in with when we started hanging out. I don't know if say we had a falling out with him. Definitely haven't. I haven't talked to him in years.
Well, I don't know, but I would say that's
Yeah.
not me.
Yeah.
Like we don't even talk to the person anymore. Well, actually, my friend that she ended up passing from cancer. The one that, but like last year, I don't. Probably so. Probably I might be an alien and you wouldn't even know. Future.
It's true. I mean, I've never seen
Do I
Kelly
look
and an alien in the
alien-ish to
same. I've never seen Kelly and an alien in the same room together. So,
Or have you?
Yeah. Or we both might be aliens. They might be aliens. We all might be aliens.
Yeah, that
atheists might be aliens because we think so differently.
It feels like it sometimes. That's for sure.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I always used to think like I don't belong. I remember when I first went to the Church of Christ. So what I would do is I would write. It was a journal, a diary kind of thing. I write all my thoughts down, but I put down like, "Dear God, this happens to me today, and all the struggles I did to not having to sin. Help me, whatever." So I wish I had that book now. That would be something else. But
yeah,
I remember I would write that stuff down, and I was like, "Damn, everything I'm doing could be a sin."
Basically.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
that's the great thing about sin. You can make anything a sin.
Even if I'm thinking this boy is cute, that's a sin. It's lust. And then what teenagers do.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of comes naturally for most of us. Yeah.
Hey, Theo. Welcome. Okay. What does secular...
Yeah.
I guess I'll do Tommy next first. What does secular activism mean to you beyond rejecting religion?
Yeah, first of all, it's like kind of weird because I kind of was called an activist like way before I ever really thought of myself as one. I mean, I still don't usually
use that term.
I think of myself in those terms. Like, so for me, like beyond just rejecting religion, I mean, just like not just saying like the negatives of religion itself, but pointing out the positives of coming out of it. So like some people might call that like secular or atheist evangelism, but I'm like, I don't know. I think it's pretty awesome to not be religious. Like, of course I'm going to tell people about it, you know, why not? But so, yeah, it's, and I know, because this is something me and Matt were talking about when you first like invited us to do the show, and we saw like, you know, like Secular Activism, Unfiltered, and yeah, we both were kind of saying
Like
like, yeah, I don't
what?
know if we really consider ourselves activists or whatever, but it's almost more. I would say for me, it's almost like a reaction to like the more like Christian, especially in this country, like the Christian nationalist type of activism. So I would almost use the term reactivism. It's like,
Yeah.
it's almost like, you know, if they weren't doing nothing, I wouldn't care. I probably wouldn't talk about it much other than just, you know, sharing my personal story and my
But
personal thoughts. But
in my opinion,
yeah.
using your platform for a message, the reacting to the videos and stuff is a platform to me. Some people go out there in the streets and do it. Some people use your channel to do it as well. So I think that is important how you guys are doing it. This is my personal opinion. I'm not the only,
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Matt?
Yep.
What was the question?
What does secular activism mean to you beyond rejecting religion? Just rejecting religion.
Yeah, I hadn't considered what we do to be activism, but I guess it is. It can be all kinds of stuff. Just like being intentional about what you choose to watch online. And by that I mean pay attention to stuff that might not be getting a lot of attention. Because like if you're watching it, then they'll show it to other people similar to you or with overlapping interests. And so that way you can kind of leverage the algorithm to get things to more people. And then I think building communities to kind of replace church stuff. Like our podcast kind of like serves as a sort of as like a replacement for small group stuff, like Bible study kind of things. But yeah, I think getting out there and finding people who have similar backgrounds to you to hang out with and build community would also be great activism, because church communities already have that. And right now, with the way things are, we're going to need networks of people. Churches already have a leg up on us.
Yeah, and have for centuries and millennia. And, yeah.
But they kind of suck at it, so that's in our favor.
Yeah. Because, like, when you look at, like, now I wasn't this way, but a lot of times when you want to get help from a religious organization, you have to be a member.
And even then.
Or you have to go to the church service, or make sure your ties are up to date. I didn't do that when I was helping out in the church. I think whoever needs help just got help from my part. That's how I set it up. Because I'm not, when I did, but it's an organization, you want to get help, you have to do so many different things, jump through so many hoops. And now here, you need help, here you go.
Yeah, see, that's how you get in trouble, Kelly. You're being too nice.
I know. Kelly. Okay. Yeah. How do we respond to people that say, you're attacking my religious liberties?
That's all. I was thinking about this earlier. I think one, I have to understand what they mean. Are they saying that their freedom to believe what they want is being infringed upon, or is it the freedom to impose their beliefs on other people? Because if one person's liberties, so if somebody thinks their liberties involve dominating the liberties of another person, well, then you don't get to have those liberties. Yeah. If your liberties infringe on somebody else's liberties, then maybe your liberties deserve to be infringed upon.
Yeah, I can't pray where I want to pray out loud and boisterous. It's a problem. And I was once that way as well. If somebody says you can't pray here or do something religious.
It's often not that you can't pray there. It's just that like you can't be loud and distracting there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like somebody's standing up and saying something else.
Because
And
I
dominating the
remember
scene.
it was I think with college that was, but he's the coach who did the big prayer in front of everybody, and they kind of said something. But like, yeah, that's because I remember as a kid, my mom was like, "Don't let nobody, who's all religious, anybody atheist around here," because you know what I'm saying. So we got a little huddle. But if people were just in the corner praying with themselves, I don't give a damn. You
Yeah.
know, long don't put me in it. Because like I remember, like my daughter, she's a teacher. And so they were doing testing and stuff like that. So the little girls, the student was like, "Can we pray for the test, whatever?" And then I can't lie. She says, "Well, technically, I can give you a few minutes quiet time, but I can't really
Yeah.
say you can pray." Some of the kids probably
Yeah.
and was saying prayer, but she said, "I can't technically say you can. Let's pray now."
Yeah.
But you can still go in, still quiet your head, have a moment of silence before the test.
And that's helpful anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, even for the kids who don't pray, just have a second to just kind of like collect themselves, you know, focus and, you know, but yeah, my answer, my answer is probably pretty similar to Matt's. Like, oh, it's weird. We didn't even talk about these questions before. This is cool. But yeah, basically the way I would approach it, because like you said, obviously it depends on what religious liberties they're talking about, but knowing like where that question usually comes up, they're typically not actually talking about someone infringing on their liberties. It's more just not giving them privileges that they're just used to having. You know, what's that phrase like for people like with privilege, equality feels like oppression or something like that. So like, no, we're not saying you can't be Christian. We're just saying you can't let your Christianity dominate the space. You know, if you want, obviously do that in your own churches. Like, you know, no one's trying to shut your churches down. I mean, like in some cases, maybe unfortunate. I could think of some churches that probably should be shut down, but you know, we're not doing stuff like that. We're not telling you can't pray, period. We're just saying don't do shit like, you know, those, you'll see these videos that go viral, like some teen Christians like with a guitar will be like on a plane and just all of a sudden start, "Oh, everyone sing along, we're doing a worship service now." And like just while everyone's stuck in a plane there with them or on subways and shit, it's stuff like that where
somebody throws a whole can of pop at them.
I wish. But in that case, like if anyone, even if someone just said, "Could you please not do that?" Like that's very annoying. Then be like, "Oh, you're trying to repress my liberties." Like, no, you're trying to enforce and oppress us with, you know, and taking away our liberties basically, because you know it's like they say freedom of religion also means freedom from religion. So
exactly,
you gotta respect that too. So
okay, I'm going to have to word this question a little differently. Many people walk away from religion. What motivated you? Well, it said to become an activist in the secular aspect, but I must say to start your channel. That'll be a little different because that'll be more focusing on you guys.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well,
you can start because you're talking now. Okay.
Yeah, I think Matt went first last time. Yeah. So
okay.
I'm trying to,
I'm trying to do flip flop.
Yeah. Also, something else to know about me: I'm also autistic, so I like order and patterns.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Like, you, Matt, you, and confusing.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of have an answer for like just the like what motivated me to start like activism in general, and then like for the show in particular. But for me, like what it started as was like I said, I didn't even consider it activism. I just started because like I've always like for years been very vocal like on Facebook and social media and stuff about my opinions and thoughts on stuff. So as I deconverted, I was like, oh, I have a bunch of thoughts still. So it was really just me sharing my thoughts, thinking, okay, just so like my friends and family online know more about where I'm at. If people want to talk about stuff, but then I noticed, like other people are noticing it, and not just noticing it, but they're even like sharing it with their friends or messaging me, telling me like, oh, I really love like your thoughts have been really impactful. They've been helping me as I've been like either deconstructing or just rethinking and working through some stuff. So I was like, I guess, people like hearing my thoughts. That's cool. So we actually started a different podcast like years ago, probably about 5 years ago now. So it was while we were both still Christian. So, but we started a Christian deconstruction podcast. It was called Three Beer Gospel. We were doing that for, we basically started releasing it shortly after I got diagnosed with cancer in early 21. But then, so it was like within less than a year of putting the podcast out there, we had both like just completely deconverted and become atheists. So we're like, well, this is awkward. So we put that show on hold for a while, and then kind of towards the we started the Humanity 2 years ago. Yeah, just over 2 years ago. Yeah, it was January of 20. Yeah, it was January of 24. So kind of towards the end of 2023, we were talking with another friend of ours, this guy named Derek Day. He was a former co-host on another Christian deconstruction podcast we used to listen to that was super influential for us, called Heretic Happy Hour. But he actually ended up leaving that because he also became atheist and kind of went off and started doing his own thing. But we had connected through a Facebook group, connected with that show, and kind of like stayed in touch and stuff. So, and he's been doing his own like shows and stuff online. So he just reached out to us and say, hey, if you guys want to start up another show, I'll let you use my Restream account. So we're like, oh, cool. So, and yeah, so we started doing the live thing, back in January of 24. And like I said, we've been doing the show for a little over 2 years, and people have actually noticed it for about 8 or 9 months now.
Yeah, I didn't even, So like with me, I didn't really, like I was watching the larger shows, but I didn't know about a lot of the smaller content creators that I went to the Encounter protest. That's when I met Ember and cool. Seth and Jess, Hollywood and Asteroid and all them, and Joe. I didn't know any, I mean, and I went along with Mandisa because I'm part of Black Non-Believers, and I left like knowing so many people. I met Kelly Laughlin and Golly's Granny, everybody, Chris, And so my first interview was right after that, right before, because it was Unfiltered protest and it was NailCon that happened like within a couple weeks. So I was on right before NailCon. I was on his show, like a day before, something like that.
Nice.
And after that, that's how it happened. And after that, I was asked on Freethinker Fireside Helen's show, and on and on and on. I don't know how that happened, but I don't know why people want me on their shows now. I don't understand why. But yeah.
Yeah, if it helps, we don't quite understand all the time either, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I guess we're just likable, Kelly.
Well, when you guys were just shooting the breeze on your show, talking shit about the Christians on your thing. It was cool to me.
Yeah, that's basically what the show is. That's kind of why that's one of the reasons we wanted to do like the live show, because like we were doing like a pre-recorded podcast before, but that took like planning and us like getting together. Like we'd have to like meet together, and then there's like editing it afterwards and all that stuff. But we're like, oh, just like a weekly live thing where we literally just show up. I mean, it's basically us hanging out the show. Like you see like me and Matt on there. That's basically just what we've been doing for like 20 years. So, but now other people are joining in, which makes it a lot more fun. But
there was a lot more right-wing politics in the past.
Yeah, we both like not just, there was a big like religious deconstruction, but also very big political deconstruction. Yeah, because when we both started,
says you are also likable, and so are you.
Yes, very much, Mary. Yeah,
you're likable.
In fact, so likable, like, and we're actually going to be on with her in about a week and a half. I think the Tuesday, the 24th.
Yeah, we had a great conversation on our show.
Yeah,
on her show and on my show. I think it was better on her show. She hit some very important points, and I think I like both of our topics and conversation, but I liked her show because we really went deep diving into a lot of stuff, important stuff.
Nice.
Okay, so was there a person or an organization that influenced your deconstruction?
Yeah. Well, I guess, but first, Matt, did you have an answer to that question you wanted to?
Well, I already forgot it.
Yeah.
Was there a person or organization that was influential in your deconstruction?
I think Greg Boyd got me started.
I don't know what that is.
He's an
Maybe I do
author. I don't know if he's a theologian. He's a scholar for sure.
Okay.
He's a pastor.
He's a Christian pastor, and he apparently started to deconstruct at some point and then stopped, and as he was doing it, and where he landed was what was his atonement theory, Tommy?
I think he leaned a lot into like Christus Victor. I want to say
Victor, and
yeah.
Shoot, I can't remember now. Oh, looking at the Old Testament through a Christ-centered lens, which I thought was really interesting. That got me started just looking at things differently, because I didn't even know there was a different way to look at atonement. I thought it was just like Jesus died for our sins, blah. But like, there were like different versions. That's what got me started. And then listening to the Bible for Normal People podcast, where they Peter Enns and then some other guy really kind of going into what the Bible says, what it doesn't say, from a God is being itself perspective. And then I was just like, it was kind of over after that. Like once I started looking at things differently, it just started crumbling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for me, like I said, a lot of my starting with the deconstruction was very much right in line with the kind of stuff that was influencing Matt, because he was sharing all of it with me. So then it started changing the way I was thinking. But then I guess when it comes to the actual deconversion, it was actually a lot of YouTube channels, I guess, I started watching.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember ever actively seeking any of it out, but the more I started digging into things like basically kind of countering like biblical inerrancy type of apologetics, saying, oh, everything that happened in the Bible is like completely true and accurate, and thinking like that just doesn't match with like, reality. But that was one of the things that frustrated me with faith was, to me, in a lot of situations, it just seemed like faith was just a euphemism for being really, really good at denying reality in favor of what we're supposed to believe or whatever.
Yeah.
So I remember the first kind of like atheist content creator I remember coming across my feed was Holy Kool-Aid, and his like I think it's called like Nothing Fails Like Bible History or something like that.
Yeah.
It's basically a series of him going and showing, here's why the way the Bible describes a thing happening is not at all the way that thing happened. And so from there, I remember some other early channels I came across, people like Paulogia and Vice.
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. But Aaron Ra was probably the most influential for me when it came to actually just realizing, oh, I'm an atheist. Because I wasn't not too familiar with what does the word actually mean, and he just put it in like across so many videos, just put it in basic terms like, look, if you don't actually believe that a God exists, then you're an atheist. It's really that simple. So I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I'm an atheist. So yeah, but I remember it's still like when me and Matt kind of like, it's kind of a thing we just like never sought, we were never looking to lose our faith or anything, but I don't even remember what exactly we were talking about, but it just happened so accidentally. Like, I just remember him texting me. He's like, so are we atheists now? And I kind of thought like, I think so. But also, shout out to our friend Sarah, or Boo Cheese, in the chat.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Nice to see you. Yeah.
Yeah,
she's another one of our friends, like way back in the college days.
Welcome.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize the screen name.
This is what T Christian slaves. I started my deconstruction in prison. An old black man always leads me out of going to Catholic mass, saying I had slave mentality. Then I started listening to him talk, and everything was revealed.
Yep.
Wow.
That was good. I mean, I'm glad you got yourself together and you're here with us now.
Yeah,
You
welcome.
can reform.
Indeed.
Well, I know with me, Aaron Rod was influential. Now, I did say it on the thing. Penn and Teller.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bullshit. That got me.
That was a great show.
That got me thinking, like, what the hell? And I don't know why that then and there. And then I don't know how this worked, but why the algorithm played that video first and then it was on Raw, then it was call-in shows. And I never watched any of that stuff before. But here I am now.
Yeah. So I
But
guess
when Aaron said, hold on 1 second, I have to cough.
Ooh, it's being tense. Can't even see it.
Yeah, I have a cold. So
Yeah.
when Aaron was after the show, he was talking to these black women who asked them, like, why don't you believe in a God? And when he said, why do you believe in this God that put you in slavery for so many years? And that what got me like, oh shit.
Yeah, by people who were following him too.
Yeah, I was like,
and according to his own book,
yeah. And
So,
but I'll tell you another term I use now because of Forrest, anti-theist.
yeah, it's another good one. Again, that's a phrase like I've been called that several times, but yeah, never really like. Oh, I guess so. Like I said, I don't even know.
I claim it.
What it means.
I was like, oh, that's what it is. Because even if he real, fuck you.
Yep. Yeah, because. But speaking of Aaron, there's a term he uses that I actually like better than atheist, but as misunderstood as the term atheist tends to be, this like nobody understands this term. I just really like the term apistivist. Are you familiar with that?
I have heard. I've heard of it. I didn't know. Okay, in the sense the way you would use that, but okay, I have heard of it before.
Yeah, because for people who aren't familiar with it, it's from the root word is pistis, which is Greek for faith. So basically, it just means like without faith. So like when it comes to how I kind of build my worldview and seek to gain knowledge and everything, I just don't like to use faith as a tool. There, like actually like to know stuff. Yeah.
Does this community respect Neil Tyson DeGrasse? I do. I mean, I don't. There's anything wrong with me. Yeah.
I like him, but it depends what he's talking about. Because he hasn't been a practicing like he's a doctor. He hasn't been a scientist professionally for a while. So some of the newer stuff he's behind on and thinks he's still up to date. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Purple says, I knew
Purple.
I know I didn't believe in God, but I didn't know there was an atheist community. I stumbled across it by accident. Yeah, I did as well.
Yeah, YouTube showed it to me.
Yeah, but likewise.
Praise the almighty algorithm.
And then she says, identify as a atheist. I guess I'm saying that right. I don't care whether or not God exists.
Yeah, I've heard it said atheist. Yeah, I've heard it said a few different ways.
Yeah. But like I said, if he exists or not, who gives a fuck? He ain't did shit for me.
That's a good term. I like that. But yes, noise ending. Apistivist, spelled slightly differently. Change the second I to an E.
Okay.
Doesn't have to do with like you reject anything that can't be known. Something like that.
I don't know all the specifics. I don't think it's you necessarily completely reject it, but for at least for me, the way I use it, like just when it comes to like what am I actually building my life on? What am I actually acting upon and saying this is my version of reality? Like I'm not going to say for certain. I'm not going to say I know this because I believe it. I'm going to say I know this because I actually fucking know it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got it. Noise ending. Apistivist.
Alrighty, let's ask the next question. This is a good one. If you could go back to your former self as a child and say anything, what would you say? Is it Matt's turn first, or is it your turn, Tommy? I forgot.
I
I
don't
think
remember.
it's me.
Whoever
But
wants to talk, go
yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. I guess I would tell my younger self, like, there's nothing wrong with you because you can't, like, you're not experiencing or feeling God the way you thought you should. Because again, like, I unfortunately only found out recently that I'm autistic, but that was one of the big things that caused a lot of problems for me as a Christian growing up, is like seeing all these other people having these like big, profound spiritual experiences and feel, oh, I have a deep relationship with God. And I'm like, none of this makes sense. Like, I'm having a hard enough time relating to people I can actually see, but now you're telling me that I have to relate to this God that I can't see or hear or feel or anything, but not just relate to him, but this has to be like the most important, deepest, most fulfilling, favoritist, bestest relationship ever. But I'm like, I got nothing. It's like, so like, is he mad at me for that? Am I doing something wrong? Yeah. So yeah, just tell my younger self, like, there's nothing wrong with you. Like, you're right. It doesn't make sense. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the there's nothing wrong with you thing too, but I wasn't, when I was a kid, the kind of Catholic we were was we went to church most Sundays. My dad didn't go because he didn't like crowds.
He going to hell with gasoline draws.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a bunch of anxiety and stuff. But like, there wasn't anything about like having a connection to God. So it was just kind of like a heritage thing, like something you did. It was just part of the extended family culture. But yeah, with the neurodivergent stuff, when I was growing up, just knowing nothing was wrong with me. And yeah, so I wish I could explain autism to myself at that time, because I'm autistic too. And
I think I am as well. I've been diagnosed though, but I really think I am.
Yeah, I didn't get officially diagnosed, but it was more, just talking with Matt after. Matt, were you actually officially diagnosed, or was it just so obvious?
Sort of, yes. There's that practice in Canada that puts all the appropriate tests online for you to take, and they tell you how to evaluate your scores. But if you want like an official diagnosis, you have to like get an appointment and pay them. So yeah, like unofficially.
Yeah. So again, like so many other things, it was Matt telling me like, I'm pretty sure you're autistic too. So I'm like, oh, fuck.
I tell you that?
Yeah, you at least told me like, hey, you might, like you did. You weren't saying it like this kind of passive aggressive, but it was kind of like, hey, you might want to look into this. But I think you've used the term, we know our own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I started seeing a therapist like a little over a year ago. And like, she's not like, she's not a psychiatrist, so she couldn't like officially diagnose me. But after talking to me for a while, she's like, look, I mean, I could pull out like the book of like with all the diagnosis criteria. It's like, you're checking all the boxes. But also our friend Sarah there in the chat, or Boochies, yes. Yeah. Yep.
Also,
yeah, because also like she said in her previous comment, my younger self may have argued with me because like, oh well, you're a heathen. Like, what do you know?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I know with me, I still do have low self-esteem, and I work through that every day. And I'm not meditating like that, was thought about, even attempted to end my life several times. And I wish I could talk to me then. Like, your life's going to get better.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm glad it did get better, man. You're still here. So.
Yeah. But, that's what I would have said to myself. I would say a lot of other things, but that's what I would say. probably the most important thing.
You know what's weird? The people with low self-esteem are usually the people who are the best people. Because they don't have, like inflated opinions of themselves. So if we could just get like accurate opinions of ourselves,
yeah,
that would be ideal.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with turds. I don't know. That's another Ohio person. Y'all go.
But if it's your older self telling you not to believe your older self, telling you not to believe your older self.
Okay.
Yeah. It's yeah.
That's a crisis.
Yeah.
What's more dangerous? Blind faith or silent disbelief?
I think this is you.
I'll go. I think it depends on like long-term, short-term consequences. Like long-term consequences, I think silent disbelief causes more problems because you allow something to metastasize, but loud blind belief or blind faith, I'm not sure what you said exactly, but
Blind belief or silent disbelief. So knowing something and not saying nothing, or just not seeing it at all.
I think immediate consequences can happen from blind faith. And of course that turns into long-term consequences, but the effects can be pretty immediate. Yeah. So I think for the fact that it can affect things so quickly, just blind faith. And it also depends blind faith in what. I was assuming blind faith in something harmful.
Yeah. 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 What, again, very, very similar answer, but I guess it sounds like Matt actually put more.
You guys are friends. You guys sound like friends.
Yeah, I know. Weird, right? Yeah, but I think Matt actually may have put more thought into this question than I did, because I would because for me it just seemed like easy answer, blind faith, but I guess I wasn't thinking like in terms of short term or long term. But I guess part of what made me feel like blind faith is more dangerous than silent disbelief is because a lot of times the reason that people are silent is because it's actually dangerous to be vocal about your disbelief. So so in some cases, like people are silent in their disbelief just to be safe. But that was a good point what you're saying there, Matt, about the longer you just let that fester, though, long term that can be very harmful as well. But I'd say, for me, like, just the whole blind faith thing. Because like I said, that's again why I like the term apistivist. And for me, that was one of the things I just kept asking people kind of on my way out to, like, still being heavily involved in different like Christian deconstruction, like progressive Christian type communities. And like I said, coming off of surviving cancer and having my whole like world and sense of reality kind of shaken up. And so I'm just trying to like, okay, I'm still alive. I got that whole like, new lease on life or whatever. So I'm like, okay, going forward, what do I actually want my life to be about? Like, I want it to be built on something sure and certain. So definitely to the point of being annoying, because I know, because some people told me. But so when I was talking with other Christians, like I would just ask, okay, what do you believe about God? And just like, why? Why do you believe that? Okay, how do you know that's true? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? And basically what it just came down to every time, well, this is, whether they would put it this way or not, it was essentially, well, this is just what I choose to believe. Or like, because this is why it takes faith, we're not supposed to know. I'm like, well, I'm not supposed to know. That's bullshit. Like apparently the fate of my eternal soul is on the line. I would kind of like to know something about it. So
you don't get to.
Yeah.
So that was one of my big frustrations. Right. And again,
neat.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, like not knowing I was autistic, but apparently that is a big thing for people with autism, is wanting to know, especially when it comes to things of very high consequence like this. Like, I'm fine having some mystery about, okay, some things about like the nature of God, or like, what am I supposed to do in this particular situation? Okay, that's it takes wisdom to kind of figure that out for yourself. But no, just like the basics, like, does God exist? Is there a heaven or hell? how do I get to heaven and not hell? What does he actually want me to do? Like all that stuff. I'm like, I feel like I should have actual answers for that. But it's like nobody had any. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. So
Yeah. Yeah, I just like I know some people I don't care if they be like I don't care if there is a God or not a God, I'm still gonna pray. I'm still gonna be religious. And I'd be like,
yeah.
why is your thinking process?
Yeah, which like again, I'm
This
like, if people
skepticism.
want to do that, fine. But yeah, for me, that just makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
I don't
befuddled.
remember who this was. Don't remember, but this person used to um be a content creator and a platform, and then end up marrying this religious person that was religious, and basically just left and then went back to become a Christian, even though they knew because a good person was, but they was kind of influential, and they ended up leaving um the atheism and went back to be a Christian because they wanted to follow their spouse who they met. I could never date anybody.
Mm.
I mean, they were already first married and they were a Christian and they said was a Christian, that's different. But if I can never date anybody that right now that was an atheist, that was not an atheist
Yeah.
or agnostic at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
I
don't
guess this
understand.
person, I don't know, this person has some crazy questions. Some of them are okay, but this
Yeah. I was kind of
person,
glancing at some of those too. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
some of it looks like trying to steer towards controversy.
yeah, I'm
yeah.
looking at,
It
yeah.
seems like one of those people who's
I
not
was
interested
gonna
in
answer them, but I'm not gonna answer them
Yeah, it
because they
seems
took.
like a person who, like, questions are great, but I always say, like, if you're gonna ask questions, at least ask questions pertaining to what we're actually talking about.
Yeah, men and women having between two children. What would you do if that's your business? I'm not. I'm not anybody's
Yeah.
leader of what they do with their own body and their own marriage. It's two consensual adults do whatever the hell they want to do. That's on them. And if
Hmm.
that's how I felt when I was religious. I don't care what the next person do, because guess what? When it's my time to go to the pearly gates, they ain't gonna be with me any damn way. So why the hell should I care if people want to get married of the same sex or that don't bother me because we're not going to heaven and hell together.
Yeah. There you go.
Now, something to do with like a child or something or different things like that, but like heinous crimes, that's different. But if time to yourself, I mean, what you did to yourself, I didn't care.
Yeah. There you
Hey,
go.
you going to hell, and I'm probably going with you. But guess what? I'm judging them, so I'm going to hell too because I'm judging them.
Ah. All right. See you there then, I guess. So,
Yeah, because you judge people, do not judge that you will be judged. Okay, so but
hmm
that was my stance as a religious person.
hmm
Okay, so now we have where we at. For my content creators, do you see yourself as an activist or just a content creator who happens to be secular? I think I know your answer, but I'm still gonna ask it.
Yeah. I think we're to me first.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, neither of us really view ourselves as activists, but like I said, we've been called that by other people, which I'm fine with. It's not like I try to shun the label or anything. But yeah, but I guess it's in a way, it's like I guess well, I mean, obviously I'm not let Matt speak for himself, but to me, like I view what we do as it's like if it is activism, it's not necessarily on purpose. Like I said, we just get together and hang out and share our thoughts. But if that turns into like a big thing that is impactful for other people, then great. I mean, we'll keep it up if people like it. But if it does, I mean, now unfortunately, the way things are going, especially in this country, especially where the whole like religion and politics tend to be melding in very frightening ways. There may be some cause for some, definitely, could be some cause for getting more into the activism on that front in particular. But yeah, what that looks like, I don't know. We're at least planning on going to the next No Kings rally, protest,
Oh, cool.
things like that. So
that it's going to be huge. Like maybe not in Cincinnati because we're a bunch of lame assholes here, but we'll get excited about No Kings in about 10 years. That's just how we function here. But across the country, I think it's going to be enormous. So it should be a good time.
Yeah. So anything you'd like to add to my answer there, Matt, or that?
I think we're probably activists in our own way. Not really trying to. I don't know. I got a little turned off from being in mega church stuff about going after a goal and trying to accomplish it. And here's some targets we're trying to hit with our activism. Like that doesn't appeal to me, just because then it becomes. You miss what was just happening automatically. There's no going with the flow. There's no, you just kind of get in your own head about it. So yeah, I think it's better to let things develop organically because it's going to anyway. I think we get in our own way a lot. Just people in general trying to force something to happen.
Like I said earlier, platforming things, the discussions that you guys, the videos that you watch, you dissecting them, makes some people think. Like, I didn't even see things like that. So it is activism in itself. I know the activists like the one that's going out in the crowds and the one that's doing the protesting and stuff. Yeah, that's activism too. But when you go and you watch like the arm rods and stuff, you know, they showing you stuff like, wait, making you think.
Yeah.
And
I guess, so I guess now you put it that way, because I would definitely, I guess, now that I think about it, I would view a lot of other people who do pretty much what we do.
Stuff as well too, though.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. But I guess. Yeah, but I guess I would view other people who do pretty much what we do as activists. So I guess maybe we are. I just, like I said, never consciously thought about it that way. Because for us, because when it comes to, especially like the kind of videos we usually watch on our show and like how we kind of analyze it and pick it apart or whatever, for me, like it's almost just, I mainly just do it because it's therapeutic. It's because again, this is now that I'm learning more about like what it means to be autistic, at least for me, is there's things like what they call like high justice sensitivity. So basically, like whether it's like Christianity and apologetics or politics related or not, if I hear someone just say something that makes no damn sense and they're trying to like base their argument on like weak foundations and things that just aren't true, like it just bugs the hell out of me. So it's like, I need to address this kind of thing. So especially, but it just means it's just more personal to me, because one of the things I love to address is how atheists or non-believers or other secular people are so misunderstood. Because I remember what I thought of atheists and non-believers when I was growing up in the church. And now that I'm on this side of it, I was like, oh, that's bullshit. It's like they got it all wrong. So so again, this is something I meant to say before when you were asking about like what activism looks like to us. For me, a lot of it is really just about normalizing it, like just letting people like, hey, like, especially even if it's just in my personal circles, just letting like my Christian friends and family know, like, hey, like I'm no longer a Christian, I'm an atheist, but like I'm still me. Like I didn't just suddenly become an evil person. Like I'm still normal, in quotes. But like I said, I'm still me. Like lots of other people like this, and like because I've had people tell me that seeing me put myself out there has encouraged them to also be more vocal about where they're basically like doing the same things. I'm like, oh, awesome. So I guess I'll keep doing it. So that's like when people do like try to push back on us, like, oh, why are you being so vocal? And like, you just sound so angry and like you're trying to like destroy Christianity. It's like, no, like I'm doing this because like if I wasn't getting all the positive feedback of people telling me how much it meant to them for me sharing, like I probably would have stopped a while ago, or at least to the level I'm doing. I certainly wouldn't be doing a show about it. But because people have told me, oh, this means something to me that you're doing this, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll keep it up.
Yeah.
Also,
because it's just, oh, talk about myself more, sure.
But if we can destroy Christianity or make somebody stop believing, like, how real was it in the first place? I mean, we're just us.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, because I like to respond like when people say like, "Oh, you're trying to take away people's faith." I'm like, well, if it's that easy for me to take it away, then like, I'm like, so just think about that. Okay, your faith is supposed to be in like God, like the ultimate, most powerful, most perfect, all the things, being who like literally made everything, and he supposed to be the sustainer of your faith, as the Bible tells us. But you lost it because I posted a fucking meme. Like, God versus meme, and you're telling me the meme is winning. Like, then what does that say about?
Not even Satan
God?
can do that.
Right. Yeah. So so that's what my response is like. Look, I'm going to say what I say. If you disagree with it, then you disagree. But if you find that it makes you start to lose your faith, like, well, maybe that's a good thing. Because usually when you have your mind like set on a certain thing, but you hear some new information that makes you change your mind, like normally we call that learning, and it's a good thing. But yep.
But see, this is what I don't get, right, when it comes to the Christians. Oh, my nose. Hold on one second.
Yeah, still getting over some stuff I see.
I saw a comment about the likelihood that atheism is true. That's sounds like a misunderstanding of what atheism is. It's just a lack of belief. So it's kind of like you're saying, the lack of belief is true or not. I'm like, I don't. I only.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, and also, real quick. Yeah, sorry, Sarah. I didn't mean to degrade myself as normal. So, my bad.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, atheism, all it really means is to lack a belief in God. So, I mean, it is true that I lack a belief in God. So, in that sense, for me,
because there's no enough evidence. Show me evidence.
Yeah.
God, where are you?
Yeah.
Remember, you watched the TV shows in the 80s. And they'd be like, oh, God is here. He's talking with lightning. And the lightning will happen on TV show, but never happen in real life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So this is what I don't get. Okay, now.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying that we're trying to push this unbelief on you, but I'm not knocking on your door.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to give you a pamphlet going to the grocery store. And now I don't know if they're at your airport, but they're at our airports now. Told witnesses at the airports, passing out the watchtowers. Like I can't go into my flight without them handing me a watchtower. Take your shit. I don't want it. I want to just go on my flight without you bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm clear when they knock on my door. I'm clear to say I'm atheist. Don't be saying that, Ma. I am, because I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna,
me too. But real quick, like John Warren, he's saying atheism, the assertion that God does not exist. That is the philosophical definition. Like, so that's like, and even then, a lot of philosophers disagree on that. But it's like, think of it like in science, like there's a technical definition of a theory, but the way people use the word colloquially is very different. Like we're using the word colloquially, which basically atheism is just a lack of belief. Now, I am like this close though to positive atheism, because I will go so far to say is I actually do believe that there are no gods. Like I don't claim to know for sure, but I'll say
I know
gun to my head, like gun to my head, make me pick. Yeah,
it's strong.
But when it,
but I don't know.
But when it comes, but now but like I said, I'm fairly certain that no gods exist, or at least if there are any gods that exist, none of them apparently care if I know about it or not. So maybe that would put me saying like deism is maybe more likely. But yeah, even when people say like a lot of atheists don't even like to say like other atheists to take the strong position because then you have the burden of proof. Like, well, I mean, the burden of proof, if I say I believe God doesn't exist, like I only have the burden of proof to the extent that I give a shit if someone else agrees with me or not. Like I'm not trying to prove anything to someone else. I'm just saying what I honestly think. And that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. So just don't. Irritating me.
Yeah, I like to think of like atheism is kind of like the word amoral. Like it's not immoral, it's
Yeah.
just amoral. It's just without
Yeah.
the
I think
moral.
they
Without
were
regard to.
talking. Yeah, I think it was one of the car shows. I think who was on the car show, and so they were talking about homosexuality and stuff. And the host was like, "It's amoral, either And they was like, "What?" And they got mad as hell. I was cracking up, but I was like,
That's
"Yeah,
always fun.
it's either or. It's like what they want to do. It's like
Yeah, I mean, you can do
anything
bad
to do."
stuff with it, just like
Yeah,
straight people do
exactly.
bad stuff
Yeah,
too. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Okay, now. What is a flaw? Did I say this already? Inside the secular
No, I don't think so.
community, we don't talk about enough.
I can go if you. I don't know whose turn it is.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's accidentally creating a straw man of somebody else, like talking to someone who, like, talking to a religious person or a person of faith, somebody disagrees with us, and imagining like the whole of Christianity, like they have all that in them, like assuming they believe a certain thing when they don't, just because I am seeing them as the category they're in instead of an individual. I think that's something that's easy to do, especially when you're looking at like big picture things, like patterns in society or geopolitical stuff. So I've noticed that's something I do, is I'll assume something about people without really finding out. And I hate that when people do that to me. So I think I'd rather stop.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like I guess I can't really think of any more like big picture stuff. I mean, part of it is like, I guess you could say I'm still relatively new to the whole atheist community or whatever. So, I mean, I still feel like I'm really learning about it, but to me, it really more just comes down to not necessarily any big things, but more just like individual like arguments or statements that people make, whether it's about Christianity or other religions. Like a popular one you'll see is, oh, the Bible is just like this ancient book written by a bunch of ignorant savages who didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. It's like, no, like the people who actually wrote the Bible, I mean, just the fact that they could write already meant they were super intelligent for their time. But even if you just look at the Bible as literature, a lot of it actually is really well written. So even by modern standards, like there's a lot of it's just great literature. Now, when it comes to like a lot of the things that it tries to teach as far as like morality or like the actual nature of the world and the cosmos or whatever, like, yeah, a lot of it's bullshit. But again, a lot of those people just didn't know any better. So whatever. But yeah, it's just stuff like that. It's really more just there's a lot of individual arguments like that float around out there that just bug me.
Or things that we say as a joke, as an exaggeration, like Sky Daddy, like,
yeah,
that's an exaggeration, or that's kind of like a hyperbolic phrase.
Spaghetti monster.
Yeah, well, at least in general, but I think there are definitely some versions of Christianity. I would say Sky Daddy is kind of an accurate representation of how they view God.
Yes.
It is not universal.
Yeah, and so it's kind of fun to say it, and it's fun how it triggers people sometimes. But like people will take it seriously, like we are saying we think you believe in a guy in the sky, and like no, it's hyperbole because it's funny to us.
Yeah, or I guess another thing that comes up sometimes that kind of bugs me is like, because personally, I don't have any kind of belief in anything supernatural. Like, again, I don't know if what you would call me is like a naturalist, a physicalist. I really don't know. I'm not a philosopher or anything like that. But there seems to be there's almost like a negative stigma of if someone is an atheist but does still have like some kind of spirituality or belief in some kind of like transcendental, whether you want to call it supernatural or whatever, But I'm like, no, I mean, if you're an atheist, like I said, that literally just means you don't have a belief in God. That says nothing else about what you do believe or what you have to believe or what you have to not believe in. It's like, just let people believe what they believe. It's fine.
Yeah.
I swear, just because someone else, like if someone else calls themselves an atheist, but they believe in things like near-death experiences or ghosts or whatever, it's like, it's fine. They're not hurting you.
Yeah, some believe in
Yeah.
the horoscopes and stuff. Long time I was believing in horoscopes and stuff like that. Yeah, it was true. And our stars aligned and stuff like that. The full moons and all that crap.
Yeah.
But this stuff does have an impact, but probably not in a way that's measurable within each person.
Yeah. Like I said, if it is stuff that you do disagree with, like I'm not saying don't debate it or, be critical about it, but just the whole, well, you can't be an atheist and believe in that. It's like, no, you totally can. It's fine.
Who usually says that? Is it usually like religious people who say that, or is it other atheists?
Both, I think, but yeah, I think probably more from the atheist community, probably, because I think if someone's Christian, they hear like an atheist say it, but they still believe in some of this stuff, they might think, oh, that means I have an in.
Yeah,
like they're almost there. I can keep pulling them this way. But,
yeah, because I know with me, like when it came, like not really praying now, but sometimes I'll, ask my grandma who's passed. I'm talking to myself, but I said, Grandma, what should I do? I wish she was here to help me to answer this question.
Yeah.
But I know she can't hear me, but it's just the reassuring and just. Yeah. And I know she's real. She was real at one time. So.
Right.
There you go.
And I think that, I mean, like I said, I'm no expert on such things, but to me, it makes sense that, like, even if you don't believe that she can actually hear you, like, but if anything, like, just putting her, like, in your mind like that and thinking about it, like, if she was still alive and had an nature, like, if you knew her well enough, like, you could, whatever she would say might come to mind, so it might feel like she's talking to you. But yeah, it's good.
Like, I don't understand.
I would disagree.
I would also say religious frameworks have the same problem.
Like, yeah, have you met our president? Like, he hijacked the shit out of evangelicals.
And y'all falling for it.
Look what he got them to do.
Yeah.
I mean, look what he got them to admit to, really. That they already wanted to do.
Yeah, but I mean, also, like, but there's so many different, like, possibilities for a secular framework. So, I mean, you're going to have to, like, if you want to go after secular frameworks, like, pick one and say, because again, like, a lot of secular frameworks, I'd probably agree with you. Yeah, they have flaws. Like, anything will have flaws like that, but
it's kind of the more fundamental.
Just saying secular frameworks is a monolith. It's like that.
I think if you get really super fundamentalist about anything, you could end up with like really horrendous like political revolutions. Yeah, anything where like it doesn't matter what the evidence says. If you are fanatical and fundamentalist about your ideas, then like it will turn into harm eventually.
Oh yeah, for sure. Also, it looks like I may owe misinterpretations of Coke. So.
Yeah, I did say something. Yeah, y'all did say this at the same. Yeah, I think she was typing when you were saying it out loud. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I remember recently, not too long ago. So I had on my atheist. I've been in this. I can't really say my newer area. I've been there a couple of years now. So I had Atheist Lives Matter shirts, what they said on there. Nice. And so I walked past and people was like, wait, you're an atheist? Some people knew because there was one girl at the job, me and her had this conversation and it started off okay, but then when she found out I was an atheist, she kept telling us religious to me. And I was like, I've been not saying anything for the longest. Can you stop doing that? Because I'm atheist, whatever. So that, so she goes off on a tangent and blah, blah, blah. Then my other coworker, she kind of chimes in and was like, You need to listen to Kelly. She making a lot of damn sense with what she's talking about. Because we're talking about Noah's Ark and stuff.
Ooh.
That's where she went, huh?
Yeah. Well, she started talking about the Bible was real and stuff, so I pulled up Noah's Ark.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the end, the coworker that kind of said this to Kelly, I'm agnostic. She didn't want to be known. So later on I end up, hey Bree. I end up wearing a t-shirt, and then another coworker I was walking in. She said, well, I didn't know you was an atheist. I said, you never asked. She said, but you seem so nice.
We need to start saying that to Christians when they say like, "Oh, I'm a Christian." Oh, really? But you seem so nice. I
said that don't make a.
See how they like it.
I said if somebody believing in God don't make them a nice person or not. It's that person. And see, you're right, because I have met some evil Christians too. So why you gonna just say that's because I'm an atheist and I'm an evil person? No, it's just I don't believe in God. Or I don't think God. I don't have evidence that a God is real or not. I don't know, but I'm not evil because of that. That'd be crazy. People, I don't know.
I know.
A couple more questions and we're done. And I hope you guys will come right back to watch me and Matt Reed talk. How am I doing two shows back to back, really? Okay, but that's part of my life.
I'll be watching that. Yeah.
Okay,
now a fellow bald guy.
Yeah, I got you. He's down under though. Okay, so have you lost any family or friends or opportunities because of your stance? For me, yes.
Yeah. For me, yes, I've lost some relationships, but for the most part, it wasn't necessarily because of any animosity or people actively shutting me out. It was just more I'm not going to church anymore, and I'm not going to all these church related activities, which is where I would always see these people. So it's just I just don't see these people anymore. I'm sure if I did just call them up, say, hey, let's hang out or something, they would, but it's just one, like I said, being autistic, introverted, various anxieties about social interactions and stuff. So
look at you doing all this now.
I know. Well, to me, doing stuff online has always been easy because
it was hard even for me doing that.
Yeah, I can see that though. Yeah, different people view things differently. But yeah, when it comes to the in-person stuff, I'm just but also since losing my faith, I also used to be married, but that ended as well. Me losing my faith, that wasn't why it ended. It was a part of it. We just, for so many reasons, just.
Well, according to one of you, it was a big reason, even though it kind of wasn't.
Yeah, yeah, but like I said, there's so many other reasons. We were just wanting completely different things out of life. It just didn't make sense for a lot of reasons. But realizing, I think my ex-wife, she was the one who normally would set up all the social engagements and hanging out and stuff. So I'm now I got to do stuff, but I don't know how. So that's why basically in real life anymore, I hang out with Matt and 2 other people, and that's about it. So. But which is why I've enjoyed getting to know so many of you fine people on the interwebs. Mm-hmm. So that's been really cool.
Hopefully it can be in person one day.
Yeah. We're not that far. You're up in Detroit. We're just down here in Cincinnati.
Not far at all.
Yeah. It could happen.
No, and my sister lives in Cleveland, but it's the opposite way. But
my sister lives in Cleveland as well. So
yeah.
But actually,
really Solon. She lives in Solon, actually.
Okay. Yeah, my sister lives in Cleveland Heights. I'll actually be up there at the end of June. So if you want to visit your sister at the end of June, not trying to make plans for you or anything, but yeah, as far as
depends, because I do have a lot of conferences I'm going to. Right. I'm going every damn conference I could think of this year.
Ooh, yeah, I'd love to go to some of those sometime. But yeah, yeah, like I said, I have lost some relationships, but yeah, none of, for the most part. There was Matt talked about or maybe he didn't talk about, I don't know. But we used to be in a men's small group together, and that kind of fizzled out. And I don't know if it was so much like animosity, but it was more like you guys aren't Christian anymore. This doesn't make sense. But like a bunch of other guys were leaving the group as well. But so it just kind of dissolved for several reasons.
But afterwards, most of them continued to hang out, but we weren't invited.
Yeah,
it wasn't a small group anymore, but it was like they would do cornhole. They were like in a cornhole league together, and they would hang out.
Man.
Yeah. So
yes, shit.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if people in other regions know what cornhole is. It's a game. It's nothing like.
It's like horseshoes with beanbags.
You throw them at a board with a hole in it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the appeal initially was you could be super drunk and really not hurt each other, whereas with horseshoes you could mess somebody up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. But for me,
stuff.
Yeah, but I guess to wrap up my answer to the question, and then Matt can give his. Yeah, lost some relationships, but for the most part, not out of animosity or anything, just more logistics, I guess. I just don't see these people. But my family, they're still Christian. No one shut me out or disowned me or anything. My kids, they both they're still teenagers, so they're still figuring stuff out, but they both identify as Christian. They know I'm an atheist. They're fine with it. In fact, we'll actually have discussions about it. My oldest, especially, she loves just getting my opinions on things.
Oh, that's good.
So we have a lot of really cool discussions about stuff. So I realize and try not to take that for granted, how very lucky I am, because I know for a lot of people that is not the case. When they deconvert or leave the faith, they are disowned by their families. They are excommunicated and all that. So I'm very grateful to my family for still keeping me around. So
I think, for me, I did lose a lot of acquaintances because I hadn't been involved in that healing and deliverance ministry for several years, and there were big gatherings and stuff. We did I don't know, it was weird group learning shit and stuff, but I think what was harder, I did lose a lot of acquaintances, but it was harder, I think, to realize that none of those people were actually close friends, even the ones in small group that I thought were. When I stopped being advantageous for their needs, spiritual needs, other needs, or I didn't challenge them enough on things, then I wasn't useful. And so we just weren't friends anymore. Things got a little tougher with my immediate family because my mom and sister got more serious about their faith because of me. And they didn't understand how they said make a 180. And I said, it was more like I kept going instead of turning around. And what damaged things more with my family was politics, because I tried to convince them of facts about what was happening.
Yeah, and honestly, how dare you?
Yeah, I was like, look, here's what's coming. They've said, and it's written down. Here's what's coming, and then they didn't believe me, and then so far, I haven't been wrong about what was going to happen, and so that put a lot of, because they didn't see the immediacy or the severity, and I did, and so that put a lot of strain. But the whole deconstruction from politics started with leaving faith. So yeah, that was part of it.
Yeah, I've enjoyed myself. Hope you have too.
Yeah.
Okay, then 2 more questions. Has there ever been an event that since becoming secular you attended that made you feel uncomfortable? And how did you get out of that situation?
Can you repeat the first part again?
Have you ever been to an event since becoming secular that made you feel uncomfortable? So I'm kind of nasally. So probably sometimes.
No, we went back to man camp.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
Worked on the food team for the prayer thing we used to be part of. It was like camp meals for like, how many people? A couple hundred, maybe.
Yeah, a couple hundred. Yeah.
That was fun. Everybody else on that meal team was a Christian and like pretty conservative and like not deep thinkers.
Yeah, some of them, except like the guy who was in charge of it. He knew we were both atheists. Yeah, he knew we were both atheists. Like, in fact, like he's someone I knew for a while. It's like when he invited me, I'm like, I don't know, you are a couple atheists allowed to join in? He's like, it's my group. I can do whatever the fuck I want. So it's like, okay, but so he knew, but like it didn't really come up in conversation or anything. But yeah, it was cool.
Hearing just certain things preached in the big tent that was just knowing how that affects people and hearing the guy in charge say certain things, that was difficult. That's really the only thing I think I was at that was uncomfortable. That was like faith.
I know this is a lie. Hold on, I'm sorry. This is cracking me up. I never been better in my life. I don't know who the hell you talking to.
Yeah,
I have never. I was so depressed when I was a Christian, trying to please God and everybody else around me. Now I please myself and fuck everybody else.
Yeah,
not literally. I'm not saying literally.
Right.
But take that the wrong way as well. But yeah.
I think Christians do seem to be doing well, but from my personal experience, I was treading water, and there was a lot of personal growth stuff that I've been doing in therapy since then that I wasn't able to do because all the Christian habits and stuff hid it from me. It was still damaging me, but like it stayed in the background.
I gotta hide nothing. I gotta be my true self.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, for me, the same. Like there was really nothing other than like, going back to band camp. Like, but like I said, it was kind of cool because like we weren't really like doing the camp things. Like we were literally just hanging out, making food,
drinking beer,
smoking cigars, doing all the fun stuff. Yeah, just getting away and all that. But for me, the only real awkward things, like there were a couple weddings I went to that were like very Christian, but those were all really more awkward because after years of like not going to any weddings, like basically right after me and my ex-wife decided, we're splitting up. Within those following months, we were invited to 2 weddings that we had to go to because they were like family and like mutual friends and stuff. So just in the middle of my marriage ending, going to weddings and them talking about not just like the Jesus stuff, but there was the one wedding we went to in particular was a super conservative fundamentalist church. And like the pastor was like really hammering home, like how serious the covenant of marriage is. And how, like, and if you break this covenant, like God, like Jesus hates it. And it's like, you're spitting in his face. And me and the ex are just like, she was still Christian at the time. So we're both just sitting there like, oops. But, so yeah, so that was awkward, but
it was been a couple of incidents with me as well, that feel uncomfortable or something like that. Sometimes
I remember
when I go like to a funeral or something, and nobody knows, and I'm you want to different state want to do it in the ceremony, and I'm like, this is utterly meaningless. I don't want a service, none of that stuff. But I understand people is for them, the people that's living for it.
Mm-hmm.
But what the hell you want to do, I don't care. But to my don't spend all that money. Because what I don't like is you ain't seen me in 20 years. You come to my funeral. You ain't give me no kind of love. So why you coming to that funeral for? Don't do that shit. Stay away like you was the whole time. I told my kids, I'll give y'all the money. Y'all can take a trip to Africa and sprinkle my body in the motherland. Let's do it. Go. Have fun. This is the good question. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I would say that's really all Like I've made it clear, like I do not want any kind of like Christian or religious anything at my funeral. But other than that, it's just like ideally my kids are still around when it happens. So basically whatever's good for them. Other than that, I don't care.
Yeah, y'all spending money on people, buying dinner and make sure you got food. No, take yourself on a trip with the money that I got y'all.
There you go. Well, but also if Matt is still around for my funeral, I have him giving him permission to enforce the no Jesus-y nonsense.
There is an organization called Compassionate Choices that being Black Believers we work along with as well, but they help with the final wishes to make sure that it's more aligned of how you want it to be. So that's what we do.
It's like a funeral safety marshal.
Yeah, because it is one lady in the Black Non-Believers, and she was like, I want to set everything for you to handle it because my family is not going to honor my wishes. And I said, damn, I don't want to have that responsibility.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah.
You know, she's but she was like, if I die like at home by myself, all it is is just me and my cat. My cat probably gonna eat me while I said, damn, why you gonna say that, Lord? Okay.
I mean, not right away.
Yeah. Not right away, no, not right away, no.
Cats are pragmatic like that.
Yeah.
Waste not, want not. Yeah.
Okay. Infidel 64 is in here. He's gonna be on my show soon. Let me see. When is that? I forgot. I know it's somewhere in this future. Oh, it's Tuesday. I remember top of my head. Okay. Now, last question. Finally at that level. What short-term goal do you have for yourself and or for your organization, and how can we, if possible, help? Any short-term goals you have for yourself and your group and your podcast, as I should say.
Yeah.
Not organization for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, as far as goals, I mean, more people watching and hanging out. Like I said, I think we're up to like 130 something subs now on YouTube, which I mean, obviously it's not a ton, but like way more than we ever anticipated. And I know like a lot of YouTube creators says, "Oh, I never expected this to go anywhere." It's like, well, but like really, like I said, our show is just me and Matt were hanging out. We just happened to be live streaming it, and other people seem to enjoy it. So, I mean, honestly, the fact that we even had 5 subs at one point was good enough for us. But now it's like, oh, I'm kind of liking this. I mean, if people actually like it, then sure. But if anyone knows anything about our show, it's very not algorithm friendly. Like not just because of like what we talk about, but our live streams tend to go like 5+ hours, but it's mostly just because, well, part of it's the ADHD, but also it's just because like we're just having fun and we just kind of don't want to stop. So we're like, why stop? We're enjoying it. The chat's enjoying it. Like this douchebag in the video is still saying bullshit. Let's keep going. But we keep thinking of more tangents and things to go on. So really, I guess for me, it's just, check us out. If you like it, subscribe and share with your friends or anyone else you may think likes it. Or I like to say, or share it with your enemies who you think will piss them off. And so,
500 subs isn't a bad goal.
That's your goal, 500 subs. Get 500 subs. That's my goal too.
Basically, like just to get to the point where we can actually start doing more things with it. I mean, we don't necessarily. I mean, if it gets monetized someday, great. I mean, we're not looking. At least I don't think we're looking for this to be like our full-time or even a part-time job or anything. But if we could get it to, to get some kind of money, like I could use a better webcam, or like
that's what I'm saying.
Or we like have a subscription to Canva that like Matt uses for like, by the way, like if people know our show, like all like the logo, the graphics, like the intro and outro videos and stuff, like that's all Matt. So he's very creative that way. So good job. So if like stuff like that, if we could have maybe I don't know. It's like part of me like say we could set up a Patreon or something, but then that means like, thank you, Aunt Jur. Yeah. One of our regulars and one of our mods.
Yep, so. Might as well, as you see. Subscribe. Now the video
So,
is
but
over in a
yeah,
few minutes. Go and subscribe as soon as we finish.
but yes, if you listen to the speaking of the videos and stuff, if you hear the music during like the kind of intro loading screen to start our live streams, people seem to think, oh, this sounds like robot porn music. So
I think it
So
sounds
apparently
like
that's-
robot elevator music, but
well, maybe that's what robots do on elevators. We're like, well,
Maybe.
might as well. But yeah, for that, yeah, just like I said, if we could find some way to, like I said, not make it a full-time job, because I feel like if this was my full-time job, then it would feel like a lot more pressure. But like I kind of like how it is, like we just hang out and that's just what it is. So, but if we could get to the point where people just want like toss a few bucks our way here and there just to help us, even if it's you want to call it like you're buying our beers for the episode.
Yeah.
Some of the
Yeah,
beers are
I
expensive.
just get enough money
Yes.
to pay for the streaming service a month.
Yeah, well, fortunately, we're getting that for free, like from my friend Derek, who I mentioned at the beginning, who helped us get it set up. He's just letting us use his account. So for us, at least, that's not
Does
an
he
expense.
ever have two people on there then? Because I know how to stream I got stream
Well,
and you have to do. Some people share accounts and stuff. I don't know. Maybe they have teams or something. I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, it's basically like there's actually a few of us who I think like 4 or 5 of us who use it. Basically, we just make sure none of us are on it at the same time. Like all of our shows are at different times or whatever. But
okay,
we just share the account that way. But eventually we may want to. Yeah, but eventually we may want to either upgrade or if Derek, he could at any time say, "Hey guys, I'm dropping the whole streaming thing. You're on your own."
Yeah, because even if we got better cameras at this point, like the package that he has doesn't allow for better definition in the video.
Yeah, it only goes up to 720p. So, yeah. So I guess so for the people out there, if you would like to see more of my pores, then toss us some bucks.
Give me your quaints. That's what
I don't know.
people say. Give me your quaints.
Matt,
your quaints.
Yeah, Matt. Anything to add to that as far as goals or how people can help out or?
If we could get some more better known people in the chat for our shows, like Dr. Kip already hangs out and we shit talk with him.
Yeah, but we can do better than that.
Yeah, some addition. Some other people, shit talk would be fun. I think just like on like a me and Tommy thing, finding like widening our variety of video sources.
Yes,
would be nice. Maybe finding some like smaller creators. There was that one guy, that pastor, I forget his name, did the Luciferian.
Oh yeah, Clint
video. Clint
something. Yeah, it inspired one of our favorite little bits about cervical scoop.
Yeah, he's a fun guy. And I almost think we should have him on sometime.
Ooh,
maybe having people on more often could be good too. Although it depends. It can kill the vibe sometimes. Because then we gotta be nice.
Yeah, I know. But also, I see a little just popped in. It's all right. I feel asleep often as well. That's. I feel ya. Sorry, that was awful. But yeah, so I guess, like I said, the algorithm certainly doesn't seem to like us very much. At least not our live streams. Like when I have a couple times made like shorter clips, like from some of the episodes, they'll seem to do like relatively better. But then that means they maybe get 200 views instead of like 90 or whatever. But yeah, so I guess the biggest thing, like just like any YouTuber says, like, comment and share. Subscribe obviously, but yeah, I guess YouTube isn't going to tell other people about us. So if you want other people to know, share our stuff.
Share alike. Because we all got good content out here. So we got a few late people. We love you still. Ember, Leo.
Hey, how's it going, Ember? Good to see you.
Hello.
Is here now, and we're about to end. But Mark Reed is gonna come on in about an hour, give or take. So we're gonna deal with that. So like I said, Mark Reed is coming on in an hour, 7:30 my time.
Yep.
And then after that, nothing that day. Or tomorrow will be Java and Jugs, 9 a.m. as always, Eastern Standard Time. And then Tuesday, I will have Infidel 64. Glenn will be on my show after that. And then nothing is on for some time, for a couple of days. But yes.
Yeah. Now, speaking of Ember, if anyone
Yeah.
likes my little ally pride flags
Yeah.
back,
I'm gonna order
Ember
some.
got her whole
I'm
set
gonna
of.
order some. I think I'm gonna use them for our Michigan Atheist stuff when we have the pride events and hang them
Yeah.
up and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think for,
Like everyone so we can have them out. Let's have
yeah,
them
I
do
think
it.
I think the website for it is astralpride.com.
Yeah.
Someone has the link and wants to drop it in the chat, please do. Or I guess Ember, you have a wrench, you can do it too.
Yeah, she got a wrench.
Feel free to post
What
yourself.
time on Tuesday? 1:00. I do my interview during the week unless I'm off. But I work afternoon, evening, so I do my interviews 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's yeah, there she goes right here.
I got it.
1 p.m. My interviews have to be before I go to work. It's usually how I set them up. Or they'll be like 2:00 in the morning when I get off.
Nice. Yeah. But I guess oh yeah, Bad Science Sunday too.
Yes. Oh yes. Definitely. That's a show we definitely watch. It's kind of crazy when they changed the time. Then she moved her time to, and I was like confused last week. Maybe I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Oh, but I guess speaking of things like to help the channel, we were on Bad Science Sunday last month, which was really cool. And so
was I.
I saw that one. That was fun as always. But yeah, so in February, so I guess the way this year is going, in January, nobody had us on their show. In February, one person did. And right now we're set to in March to have two people like have us on their show between, Kelly today, and then we'll be on with Misinterpretations in a couple weeks. So I guess in April, we need three people to have us on their show. We just got to keep this going. So maybe that's one way people can help us out. Have us on your show. If
like last weekend, maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't remember. Now I'm old.
Oh yeah, I saw Brie on there too.
Yeah, I was. Oh yeah, I was on Truth. It was maybe a couple weeks ago in February. So I was on Truth Wanted, Neil's show, and then I was on interviews. Esther interviewed me for Singular Rising, which won't be shown till May, and then I also was on Bad Science Sunday that weekend. I did in Punk Apostate, I did like 5 interviews at one weekend. I don't know how the hell I did that, but okay.
Yeah. So
hold on.
Yeah.
Man, she's gonna be on 29th. Oh, okay. So a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
But speaking of which, I mean, this is something I don't think we've talked about much, Matt, but maybe like we could start having people on our show too, because why not? Yeah. So I guess if anyone's interested,
I definitely will come on. I mean,
yeah,
you did Wednesday. That'd be a day when I'm off, but
yeah. So I guess if people want, I mean, they can. So if they're not familiar with our show, it's on YouTube. You can find us at The Humanity Live or The Humanity Live. You can spell it either way. We're Wednesday nights I will always make that joke every time I say that. But yeah, we're on Wednesday nights at 8 Eastern. We usually go until like midnight or so, usually so, and more so. But yeah, just come hang out. We also have an email address. It's thehumanitylive or live at gmail.com. So even if it's you want to be on the show or you just have some suggestions for us, whether it's like videos to watch, topics you want to hear us discuss, or just questions about us, whatever, feel free to reach out. So, yeah.
Yes.
And then, like I said, other than that, we'll be on with Misinterpretations on March 24th. I think that's a Tuesday evening.
Okay.
And as of right now, we're both scheduled to be on with Neil, the 604 Atheist.
Yep, they're now next to another victim.
Yeah, in July, but we're doing it separately.
I got like 5 people signed up.
Yeah. Thanks again for the hookup, Kelly. But yeah, we'll actually be on there separately, so we can each like go more in depth into our own
That's
personal
good.
stories. I think I'm on July 11th, and then Matt's the following Saturday, the
Let me
18th.
see. Where will I
So
be? Will I be in town? Let me see. Trying to see because I'm doing a lot of July 11th. No, I don't know if I'm going, but that's when the Arkham County protest is that weekend. So I don't know if I'm gonna be there. Yeah, and he said I can always join in the after party.
yeah, I hopped on the after party last night when
Yeah, yes,
Lil was on.
yeah,
That was a lot of fun.
yeah, yeah. The other guy, he was so talkative.
Yeah, Art. Yeah.
But that did. I was like, what are you talking? He had a gift of gab.
This is true. This is true.
And then Mikey was like, somebody else talk this time. Okay. All righty.
Yeah.
So I want to thank everybody for joining me live. I want to thank everybody for joining us later on, watching later on. You are appreciated still. I want to thank my wonderful guests. This has been a wonderful conversation, and I'm so glad that we are friends in the community.
Yes.
And hopefully we can get that in-person meeting one day.
Mhm.
With that in mind, remember, this is secular activism unfiltered. It is not doctrine by being the Lord's work. Till next time, hour 45 minutes from now. See you later.
Bye, everybody.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride.